Ini bersama saya Febrian Ahmad, pemirsa Kementerian Kominfo berkomitmen untuk membangun jaringan internet yang merata di seluruh Indonesia, khususnya di wilayah 3T. Untuk itu Kominfo melalui Badan Layanan Umumnya yakni Bakti, terus mempercepat proses digitalisasi nasional hingga ke pelosok negeri. Lantas seperti apa peranan Badan Layanan Umum atau BLU? Terutama Bakti berperan besar dalam proses percepatan digitalisasi. Kita akan menyaksikan bagaimana peranan yang sudah dilakukan oleh Bakti selama ini. Namun kita perlu untuk mengenal terlebih dahulu apa itu BLU atau Badan Layanan Umum. BLU biasanya dimiliki oleh kementerian yang tujuannya untuk meningkatkan pelayanan dan juga program dalam sebuah kementerian agar berjalan dengan cepat dan juga maksimal. Untuk dari Kominfo, Bakti ini memiliki tujuan diantaranya adalah untuk meningkatkan pelayanan kepada masyarakat dalam rangka memajukan kesejahteraan umum dan juga mencerdaskan kehidupan bangsa. Kita juga sudah mengetahui bahwa Bakti Kominfo sudah berupaya untuk dapat menghadirkan internet di pelosok negeri sampai dengan ke wilayah 3T. Tentunya akan ada pelayanan yang akan diberikan oleh BLU atau Badan Layanan Umum. Layanan-layanan tersebut diharapkan bisa membantu kehidupan masyarakat mulai dari kesehatan, pendidikan hingga perekonomian. Kita akan melihat seperti apa presentasinya dari BLU yang sudah digencarkan oleh Kominfo melalui Bakti dan juga Badan Layanan Umum lainnya yang dimiliki oleh kementerian. Ada sebanyak 90% dari BLU ini pelayanannya diberikan kepada kesehatan dan juga pendidikan. Sementara itu untuk 10% lainnya akan diberikan kepada hal seperti dukungan finansial ataupun koperasi, UMKM, dukungan pengembangan industri, permasyarakatan, hasil riset dan juga pengembangan teknologi, serta pengolahan kawasan untuk percepatan pengembangan investasi. Meskipun angkanya 10%, namun dampak yang diberikan cukup besar, terutama saat pandemi COVID-19, di mana memang perekonomian sebagian masyarakat terganggu. Sementara itu, Kementerian Kominfo juga memiliki BLU dengan nama Badan Aksesibilitas Telekomunikasi dan juga Informasi yang kita kenal sebagai Bakti. Bakti ini juga merupakan penyedia jaringan internet yang kerap membangun jaringan di daerah 3T. Kita akan melihat seperti apa tugas dan juga komitmen dari Bakti Kominfo ini. Tugas dari Bakti kita lansir dari laman Kominfo adalah untuk melaksanakan pengelolaan dan juga pembiayaan kewajiban pelayanan universal, penyediaan infrastruktur, serta layanan telekomunikasi dan juga informatika. Artinya memang Bakti menjadi komitmen ataupun bentuk kehadiran negara untuk benar-benar memberikan jaringan internet hingga ke seluruh masyarakat yang ada di Indonesia. Bakti Kominfo juga memiliki program-program yang sudah terrealisasikan ataupun masih berjalan hingga saat ini. Kita akan melihat program-program apa saja yang sudah dikeluarkan ataupun dicanangkan oleh Bakti Kominfo. Setidaknya ada 5 program utama dari Bakti Kominfo. Yang pertama adalah Palaparing, biasa juga disebut sebagai tol langit, yang merupakan proyek pembangunan serat optik yang menjangkau antar pulau dan juga provinsi di Indonesia dengan kabel laut sepanjang 35.000 km dan juga kabel darat sepanjang 21.000 km. Bakti Palaparing ini juga sudah bisa dirasakan oleh masyarakat di berbagai lokasi di Indonesia. Ada juga Bakti Aksi yang merupakan penyediaan akses internet di kawasan-kawasan strategis ataupun kawasan yang benar-benar membutuhkan jaringan internet khususnya di daerah 3T. Kemudian kita juga bisa melihat bahwa ada Bakti Sinyal. Bakti Sinyal ini merupakan cara dari Kominfo untuk melakukan percepatan pembangunan infrastruktur dari BTS yang sudah dibangun di seluruh negeri dengan capaian pembangunan BTS yang akan terselesaikan pada tahun 2021 adalah sebanyak 4.200 BTS dan targetnya juga akan terus meningkat mulai dari tahun 2022 atau tahun depan. Target BTS yang akan diselesaikan oleh Bakti adalah sebanyak 3.704 BTS, bahkan nantinya pada 2025 target BTS-nya juga terus meningkat sampai dengan 9.586 BTS akan dilakukan atau dibangun oleh Bakti. Ada juga Bakti Satria atau ini merupakan satelit multifungsi Satria yang merupakan salah satu satelit terbesar di Asia Tenggara yang nantinya akan dimiliki oleh Indonesia. Rencananya untuk Bakti Satria ini akan diluncurkan pada tahun 2023 mendatang yang juga nanti akan mempercepat dan juga memberikan jaringan internet yang lebih stabil kepada seluruh masyarakat di Indonesia dan juga bisa digunakan dari berbagai sektor, mulai dari pendidikan, ekonomi, bahkan juga sampai dengan pendidikan. Kemudian juga Bakti kini sedang mengembangkan yang namanya Halo Bakti, di mana Halo Bakti ini merupakan layanan call center milik Bakti, tempat semua informasi sekaligus tempat pengaduan apabila terdapat gangguan jaringan dari program infrastruktur bakti yang sudah dilakukan atau dibangun di sejumlah lokasi yang ada di Indonesia. Lantas, realisasi dari akses internet yang dilakukan oleh bakti ini ternyata bukan hanya dirasakan dari berbagai sektor pendidikan dan juga ekonomi saja, namun juga sampai dengan ke sektor dari kesehatan. Terutama saat sekarang ini di mana kita sedang berada di pandemi COVID-19, internet juga menjadi salah satu hal yang dibutuhkan untuk dapat diberikan aksesnya kepada masyarakat yang sedang membutuhkan layanan kesehatan. Sejauh ini Bakti Kominfo sudah membangun sebanyak 3.126 jaringan internet di puskesmas yang ada di seluruh Indonesia. Dengan capaiannya juga terus meningkat. Di mana pada tahun 2019 ada 226 puskesmas sudah dilengkapi jaringan internet melalui Bakti Kominfo. Kemudian pada tahun 2020 sudah ada sebanyak 2.192 puskesmas diberikan jaringan internet oleh Bakti Kominfo. Kemudian pada tahun ini 2021 ada sebanyak 708 puskesmas yang diberikan oleh Bakti Kominfo. Jumlah ini akan terus meningkat seiring dengan komitmen dari Bakti untuk memberikan jaringan internet dan juga membantu masyarakat di tengah pandemi COVID-19. Pemirsa, kini kita sudah mengetahui bagaimana pentingnya Badan Layanan Umum, dalam hal ini Bakti Kominfo, untuk membantu mensejahterakan kehidupan masyarakat, apalagi di tengah pandemi COVID-19. Namun perlu diingat untuk gunakan jaringan internet dengan baik agar manfaatnya dapat dirasakan secara maksimal. Demikian pemaparan saya kali ini, Metro Siang, saya kembalikan ke Sumi.
Baik, terima kasih Febrian Ahmad.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Sarah Madani and I'm from Group 5, Priji Desima, and we will present about public service agency count. Next slide please. So, the member of the group consists of Dewi Sitiya Lumban Tobing, Felicia Angelina, Sarah Madani, and Sergio Reziro Sihombing. Next slide, please. And this is our motivational video.
When we're laying on our deathbed, you're not going to worry about how much money you had, how much power you had, how much prestige. You're going to see that that was all game, that was all an illusion. The only thing that's going to matter is the impact you had on other people's lives.
We are all on a separate journey. But the beautiful thing about our life here on this earth is at my funeral, they ain't going to talk about my success. They're going to talk about who Nick was and how Nick lived and how Nick loved and encouraged.
Success is incredibly important, but even more important than success, it's having an impact. It's knowing you haven't walked the planet in vain. It's knowing that because you've been here, you've blessed lives, you've developed people, and you have made the world a better place.
The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Everything you gain in life will rot and fall apart, and all that will be left of you is what was in your heart.
Life is a mirror, and life gives us not what we want. Life gives us who we are. When you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced. Live your life in such a way that when you die, the world cries while you rejoice.
So, sentence that we quote from here is, the effect you have on others is most valuable currency there is. Everything you gain in life will rot and fall apart, and all that will be left of you is what was in your heart. Life is a mirror, and life gives us not we want. Life gives us who we are. It means that what you sow is what you reap. So start to make an impact in your life. I will give it back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Sergio. Next slide, please. And this is the table of content of our topic today. The first one, definition and legal basis of BLU. And the next is characteristic of BLU. And then BLU principle, pattern of BLU financial management, types of BLU financial statements, BLU governance, BLU planning and budgeting, BLU financial and goods management, and also research study. And the next material will be presented by Sergio. For Sergio, time is yours.
All right, thank you, moderator. So, first thing first is about the definition of BLU or Badan Layanan Umum. BLU or Badan Layanan Umum is an agency within the government that was formed to provide services to the community in the form of providing goods or services that are sold without prioritizing seeking profit and in carrying out their activities based on the principles of efficiency and productivity. The legal basis of BLU is from PP 23/2005 and the amendments thereto. Secondly, the characteristics of BLU. First, it is a government work unit whose management is not separated from the wealth of the state. Merupakan satuan kerja pemerintahan yang pengelolaannya tidak dipisahkan dari kekayaan negara. Secondly, the entity produces goods and or services needed by the community. Entitas tersebut menghasilkan barang atau jasa yang diperlukan masyarakat. Third, not profit oriented or not non-profit, tidak berorientasi mencari keuntungan atau nirlaba. Fourth, flexibility in financial management with the principles of efficiency and productivity like private companies to improve services to society in the context of advancing general welfare and educating people's life mission. Diberi fleksibilitas dalam pengelolaan keuangan dan dengan prinsip efisiensi dan produktivitas seperti perusahaan swasta untuk meningkatkan pelayanan kepada masyarakat dalam rangka memajukan kesejahteraan umum dan mencerdaskan kehidupan bangsa. Fifth, work plans, budgets, and responsibilities are consolidated with the entity particularly above it, ministry or institution, as the parent agency. Rencana kerja, anggaran, dan pertanggungjawabannya dikonsolidasikan dengan entitas vertikal di atasnya, seperti kementerian atau lembaga, sebagai instansi induk. Sixth, non-tax state revenues are in Indonesia we call it PNBP. Both income and donations or grants can be used directly. Penerimaan negara bukan pajak, baik pendapatan maupun sumbangan sumbangan atau hibah dapat digunakan secara langsung. Seventh, employees of the public service agency may consist of civil servants and non-civil servants. Pegawai Badan Layanan Umum dapat terdiri dari pegawai negeri sipil dan bukan pegawai negeri sipil atau pegawai BLU. 8. Although managed in a corporate manner, BLU is not a tax subject. Walaupun dikelola secara korporasi, Badan Layanan Umum bukan merupakan subjek pajak. Next I will give it back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Sergio. And the next material will be presented by our friend, Felicia Angelina. For Felicia, time is yours.
All right, thank you, moderator. Next, I will we will discuss about BLU principle. So public service agency, or in Indonesia we call it BLU, which is stand for Badan Layanan Umum. As Sergio has said before, their activities based on the principle of efficiency and productivity. So with the principle of efficiency and productivity, this becomes the basis for improving the management system in government agencies that provide public service so that they are able to produce more quality services and in accordance with the needs of their users. This is much different from the ordinary agencies, which is their service delivery prioritize very high budget absorption. But in this public service agency or BLU, budget absorption is not a target because the surplus or excess budget can be reused in the following year to improve the quality of its services. Next slide, please. Next, we're going to talk about pattern of BLU financial management. Based on the government regulation of the Public of Indonesia number 23 of 2005 concerning the financial management of public service agency in chapter 1 article 1 at paragraph 2 concerning general provision, it is stated that the BLU financial management pattern, or in Indonesia is Pola Pengelolaan Keuangan Badan Layanan Umum, referred to as PPKBLU, is a financial management pattern that provides flexibility in the form of the freedom to carry out healthy business practice to improve services to the community in the context of advancing the general welfare and the intellectual life of the nation as regulated in this government regulation, as an exception to the provisions of state financial management in general. So, BLU financial management pattern, according to government regulation of the Republic of Indonesia number 74 of 2012, concerning amendments to government regulation number 23 of 2005 concerning financial management of public service agency, has regulated provisions related to financial management. There are first, BLU financial planning and budgeting, second, revenue and expenditure, third, cash management, then receivable management, debt management, investment management, accounting, reporting, and financial accountability, procurement of goods and services, and the last one is employment status. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, next we're gonna talk about BLU financial planning and budgeting. So BLU needs to prepare a 5-year strategic business plan with reference to the strategic plan of the state or ministry or institutions or the regional medium-term development plan. BLU prepares an annual RBA on the basis of performance and cost accounting calculation according to the type of service, taking into account the needs and capabilities of the income that is expected to be received from the community, other agencies. And the APBN or APBD, the RBA includes the current year BLU performance condition, macro and micro assumption, performance target about the measured outputs, analysis and estimates of cost per output, and aggregate price estimates, budget, and financial statement forecast. The RBA also contains forward estimates in accordance with the provisions of law and regulations. The RBA is prepared by adhering to a flexible budget pattern with a certain threshold percentage. The RBA is a reflection of the programs and activities of the state ministries or institutions or SPKD or local government. Next is there are revenue and expenditure. BLU operating income originating from non-tax revenue can be used directly without deposits into the state treasury account. So this is because BLU uses the RBA mechanism. So accountability will be reported in the budget realization report through SPM or SP2D attestation. The BLU budget is a flexible budget based on the quality between the volume of service activities and the amount of expenditure spending. spending can increase or decrease from budgeted as long as the income is related to the increase or decrease at least proportionally. And then there are cash management. Next, please. Okay, there are cash management, receivable management, debt management, also investment management. So BLU can plan in inflows or outflows and take advantage of surplus. In addition, BLU also can manage receivables like making loans to other parties as well as debts like borrowing funds from other parties. Also investment by managing and resolving them in orderly manner, efficient, economical, transparent, and responsible, and according to the healthy business practice. So this all of them that I said before, cash management, receivable management, debt, and investment management. For further detail will be explained by Sari later on. Next, please. Okay, there are accounting, reporting, and financial accountability. So this is the system and procedures itself cannot contradict with the SAK and SAP. For the further information, you can check out our paper. Next is procurement of goods and services. This will be explained by Sari too later on. And for the employment status, BLU in its activity of providing service can employ PNS and non-PNS while taking into account regulation apply. Next, please. Okay. Next topic is type of the BLU financial statements. BLU is required to present an accountability report on financial management. The purpose of the BLU financial management reporting is to provide information that is useful for decision-making and to demonstrate the reporting entity's accountability for the resources entrusted to it. The BLU financial report is presented periodically to the Ministers of Finance every quarter, semester, and yearly. And here, there are components of the BLU financial. First is budget realization report. So which presents information on the realization of income, expenditure, surplus or deficit, financing, and the remaining more or less budget financing, each of which is compared to the budget in one period. Next is report on changes in budget balance, which presents information on the increase or decrease in budget balance in the reporting year compared to the previous year. Third, balance sheets, which present information on the financial position, of the reporting entity regarding assets, liabilities, and equity at a certain date. Next, please. Okay, fourth is operational report. So this is present information regarding the operational surplus or deficit of the BLU, including the source, allocation, and use of debt, manage economic resources. And then operational information is used to evaluate decisions regarding the allocation of own resources and evaluate the performance of BLU in terms of efficiency and effectiveness, of budget management. Next is cash flow management, which presents information regarding the source use change in cash and cash equivalents during an accounting period, cash and cash equivalents balance at the reporting date at BLU. Six, equity change report, which present information on the increase or decrease in equity in the reporting year compared to the previous years. Next slide, please. Okay, the last one is notes on financial statement, which present detailed information on the details contained in financial report, including information on fiscal or financial policies, macroeconomic target achievement of the law on APBN or the law on APBD, along with obstacle and the obstacle faced in achieving targets, overview of achievement financial performance during the reporting year, And then information about the basis for preparing financial statement and accounting policies selected to be applied to transaction and other significant event. Information required by the statement of government accounting standard that has not been presented in the front sheet of financial statement. Information for items of assets and liabilities that arise in connection with the application of the accrual basis of income and expenditure and reconciliation with the application of cash basis, and additional information required for fair presentation, which is not presented in the front sheet of the financial statement. Okay, that's all from me. I'll give it back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Feli. For the next material will be presented by our friend Dewi Setia Lumantobing. For Dewi, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the moderator for the time. Now I will explain about BLU governance. In BLU governance, there are some points. The first one is institutional. So BLU financial management can be applied by every government agency that is functionally carried out operational activities. The agency in question can originate and be domiciled at various excellent or non-excellent level in the ministry or institution. If the PKBLU atau pengelolaan keuangan that has been explained by Felicia, implementing government agency requires a change in status or institutional structure, the change should be guided by the provisions stipulated by the State Minister for Empowerment of State Apparatus. Next slide, please. There are also management officer. In management officer, there are BLU leader, BLU finance officer, and BLU technical officer. Each of them has their own authority. For the BLU leader, has a function as the person in charge of general operation and finance of the BLU, who are obligated to prepare strategic business plan for BLU, prepare annual RBA. In bahasa, we call it as rencana bisnis dan anggaran. And then BLU leader has the function to propose candidates for financial officer and technical officer in accordance with applicable regulation. And then BLU leader obligate to deliver accountability of personal and financial performance of BLU. There are also BLU finance officer. So the BLU financial officer function as the person in charge of finance who is obligated to coordinate the preparation of the RBA and then prepare BLU budget implementation document and then obligate to manage income and expenditure, obligate to carry out cash management and manage debt, and then BLU finance officer obligate to formulate policies for the management of goods, fixed asset, and BLU investment, and then obligate to organize a financial management information system, and also carry out accounting and preparation of financial statement. Between BLU leader and BLU finance officer, there are also BLU technical officer. So the BLU technical officer function as the technical person in charge in their respective field who are obligated to develop a technical activity plan in the field, obligate to carry out technical activities according to RBA, and then obligate to responsible for operational performance in the field. In BLU government, next slide please. In BLU governments, there are also staffing. So in staffing, BLU management official and employees may consist of civil servant, in bahasa we know as PNS, and or not PNS professional in accordance with the need of the BLU. Terms of appointment and the dismissal of management official and BLU employees who come from civil servant is carried out in accordance with the provisions of the regulation for civil servant. Manager and BLU employees who come from non-PNS professional can be employed on a permanent basis or not a contract basis. The last one is supervisory board. So the supervisory board for BLU within the central government is formed by decision of the minister or head of institution with the approval of the Minister of Finance. Member of the Supervisory Board consists of elements of officials from State Minister of agencies, relevant technical personnel, the Ministry of Finance, and expert in accordance with the BLU activities. In BLU governance, remunerations can be given to management officials, supervisory board, and the secretary, and BLU employees based on the level of responsibility and demand for professionalism. The amount of salary for BLU leaders is determined by considering some points. They are proportionality, equality, appropriateness, and the operational performance of the BLU determined by the Minister of Institution. At least consider financial indicator, services, quality, and benefit. So BLU can provide fixed allowances, incentive, bonuses for achievement, severance pay, and or pensions to governance officer by taking into account the income capability of the BLU concerned. The amount of remuneration for the management officer, supervisory board, secretary to the supervisory board, and BLU employees is proposed by the minister or head of institutions to the Minister of Finance to be stipulated in regulations of the Minister of Finance. Next slide, please. The next submaterial is about value planning and budgeting. So in value planning and budgeting, there are business strategic plan and its integration into RKAKL atau Rencana Kerja Anggaran Kementerian atau Lembaga. The first one is about business strategic plan. So in business strategic plan, BLU prepares a 5-year strategic business plan with reference to ministry or agency strategic plan. The business strategic plan is a term that Presidential Instructions number 7 of 1999 concerning performance beside business strategic plan, we will learn about RBA draft. So the BLU business and budgeted plan or RBA contain among other the first one, BLU performance condition for the current year. The second one, micro and micro assumptions, and then sub-content performance target or measured output. The fourth one is analysis and estimation of cost per output and aggregate, and then estimated price and budget, and also prognosis of financial statement. Next slide, please. There are also integration of business plan and budget in RKAKL, as known as Rencana Kerja Anggaran Kementerian atau Lembaga. So RKAKL as a budget requires document, content, target, measurable unit whose preparation is carried out in stage from the office unit level to a higher level or bottom up to carry out assignment from the minister or leader institutions or top down. Thus, in compiling a RKBLU must implement a performance-based budget. So BLU as a work unit is a part of the state ministry or institution. Therefore, the integration of the RBA BLU into the RKAKL is carried out by the ministry, country, or institution concerned. Procedure for integration RBA into RKAKL based on the provisions in Government Regulation number 21 of 2004 concerning preparation of work plan and budget of state ministry or agencies. I think that's all from me. I give it back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Dewi. And the next material will be presented by me. Next slide, please. Next material is about BLE financial and goods management. So financial and goods management include cash management, receivables management, debt management, and investment management. Next slide, please. The first one is cash management. So things that BLU will do in cash management is cash receipt and disbursement planning, collection of income or invoices, depositing cash and managing bank accounts, and also payment, obtaining sources of funds to cover short-term deficit, and also the utilization of short-term cash surplus to obtain additional income. BLU cash management can be done through withdrawing funds from APBN by issuing SPM and then opening of a BLU bank account by the BLU leadership in accordance with applicable regulations, except in the context of cash management. And cash management can be done also through short-term investment for cash management if there is a cash surplus in low-risk financial instrument. And the second financial and goods management is receivable management. In financial management, BLU can provide receivables related to its activities, which are managed in an orderly, efficient, economical, transparent, and responsible manner, and can provide added value. BLU receivables can be written off absolutely or conditionally by an authorized official. And the third one is debt management. In operational activities with other parties, BLU can have debt that are managed in an orderly, efficient, economical, transparent, and responsible manner. Payment of BLU debt in principle is the responsibility of BLU. Debt management must be in accordance with its designation. Short-term debt is intended only for operational expenditures, while long-term debt is only for capital expenditures. The last financial and goods management is about investment management. BLU can make long-term investment except with the approval of the Minister of Finance. Long-term investment here includes equity participation, ownership of bonds for the long term, or direct investment for company establishment. Profits derived from long-term investment are BLU's income.
This is our research study about analyze the presentation of financial statements in public service agencies or Badan Layanan Umum at the RSUP Professor Dr. F.D. Kando in accordance to PSAP number 13. And the result of the research study is the presentation of financial statement in BLU that at the Professor Dr. F.D. Kando has implemented or in accordance to PSAP number 13. However, they didn't completely implement it, particularly in recognizing revenue on operational cooperation or KSO. In fact, there are some obstacles in preparing the financial statements. Those obstacles are the first one, no clear regulation on the definition of KSO. The second one, lack of additional rules or technical guidelines to describe the implementation of PSAP number 13 for KSO. The third one, lack of communication from the Ministry of Health to the hospital, resulting in lack of qualified human research, influence the realization target of PNBP. And the last one is the assessment of hospital performance is influenced by PSAP number 13. Due to the importance of the work unit to comply with this regulation, it is necessary to strive to support policies to ensure the implementation of PSAP number 13 is in accordance to the provisions.
That's all from us. If you have any question, you can ask through Google Classroom. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.